And hello, everybody. It's the freelance teacher coming to you from my usual secret and amazing hideout slash studio. Right? Nothing best but the best for you guys as always. I have an interesting story actually that I don't know if this is going to be the very beginning or the very end of this situation, but it's a really unique one because for the first time I have had an internet battle, so to speak. A Twitter, you hear about these flame wars and people saying mean things about them on Twitter and all kinds of examples. And I just want to explain the situation to you because it's really interesting what our society has become to some degree. And the reason why I call this one, the title is going to be something like The Dark Side of the Internet or a negative part of social media, stuff like that, is because it really is one of the things you have to consider as part of our new way, as part of our new way of doing things, and also the parallels between literature, between things like Animal Farm and 1984 and Brave New World and things like that, because of a situation that has come to fore in my life. It's a silly internet Twitter thing, and so there was a post, and to be honest, I don't even remember the original post. I think someone typed, and I really should have checked right before I did the video, but it was some post about how white people were bad, was the gist of it. And you see a lot of this in academia. You see a good deal amount of it in the press. And as a side note, you'd think that the powers that be, or cooler heads, would prevail, and they say, look, you know what, quit it with that kind of grouping people by race stuff. You want to judge people by the content of their character, not the color of their skin. You'd think that reasonably educated people in positions of influence would say, or really any person at all with any kind of common sense whatsoever and basic sixth grade historical knowledge, would say, look, you don't want to do that. You can't do that because it causes negative effects down the road. But you see it anyway. So there was some post like that because I have the displeasure of being in academia, and I am not a Republican nor a Democrat. So when you're quote unquote not a Democrat like I am, all the alt-right conservative types and I get bombarded with weird stuff on Twitter all the time. So this was some kind of post where the person was saying something about how white people are bad. So there were 6 or 7 people who typed in "it's okay to be white," which is a pretty innocuous statement, and it's a pretty good bit of Twitter trolling to some degree. So I typed in the same thing. I typed in "it's okay to be white" on Twitter underneath this post. So some anonymous person decides to tell me that, oh, you should be careful. What would your students and district and principal say if they knew that you were a racist? Now, the ridiculousness of this goes beyond imagination. Typing those words, "it's okay to be white," is pretty plain vanilla stuff. Vanilla, get it? I didn't even mean to do that. But the fact that, you put that in, and this, again, anonymous person, the Twitter name is I don't even know what. There's no information on the title of the Twitter page of the person. So I don't know if it's a man, woman, white, black, Asian, nothing. You get no info at all. Instantly comes to me, person never known, and says, like, what would they know? What would they say if they knew and that you're some kind of racist and you're an inherent racial person and you're bad? Now, I mean, it's difficult even to react to that because my Twitter handle, my Twitter world, that my name is there, my picture is there. The county borough I live in is there. And I think I even put Mount Vernon High School on it. Now, 15 seconds of research, Mount Vernon High School, New York our high school is 90+% black. I'd want to say it's 95, but I'll just say 90 just to be safe. I have a student out of 116 who could pass for what we today would call just Anglo WASP white look And it's funny because the person in the class is an immigrant from South America, and English isn't the first language. That's my world, right? I'm surrounded by, and I enjoy my time with students immensely, and I don't have any white students. I have none. Nor have I had but single digits in 16 years at my high school. So besides the fact that I am who I am, and I work in a place that I work and get good quantifiable and qualifiable results, is really beside the point. The fact that someone who does not know you, because the person's argument was that saying comes from a bad place and it means you're a racist if you say that. That's a leap of logic. That's a leap of sense that is unbelievable. Now, here's the funny part. I dared the person to do something about it because the person called me a coward. Right now, think about that. That's me on the Twitter page, on my Twitter homepage. That's me, my picture. It's all there. I don't hide. I don't say, oh, well, I'm going to say kooky things and I'm going to be anonymous. So anonymous person X says, you're a racist. Oh, and you're a coward. So I'm like, people need pushback. You're going to call somebody a coward. First of all, no, you're not going to say to my face, right? And if you are, say to my face. I'm easy to find. But no. People aren't going to say it to your face. They will say things online that they won't say to you in person. So calls me a coward, again, anonymous Twitter person. And so I say, all right, then do something about it, right? How can I be a coward? That's my name. And again, I'm not trying to reason with anybody, right? I'm trying to twist the knife. So I said, really, I'm a coward. That's my name. That's where I am. That's where I work. You have a problem with that, then do something about it. And the person, I got notified today that anonymous person X emailed my boss and said, in effect, because I haven't gotten the exact wording because we had a brief conversation about this morning, that I'm a white supremacist. Okay? Now, I know my boss. I've been to his house. I tutored his kids. Right? And we both have very difficult worlds in a very rough place at times to work. So this is the world that we're in, right? This is the issue that we are dealing with now online, where people who don't like the other person's opinion will go after them and try to end their careers. Will try to get them fired so they can no longer draw a paycheck. So that's why I want you to realize this. And my job is to explain things to you and to stand for what I say and do as I say and try to get you to learn from what I do and lead by example. Someone who does not know me, and I don't know where this person is from. I don't know the person's real name. I don't know the person's gender, country of origin, nothing. That person, by "it's okay to be white," 5 words, this person emailed my superior and said those words come from a racist place. And again, I'm paraphrasing here because I haven't seen the person's emails. I've only had a brief description with my immediate superiors. And that I am again, the words white supremacist must be in there somewhere because those words came to me from my people. So this, young people, is the world you are getting into. And my answer, my fix, my recommendation for you as a young person is to continue to troll and twist the knife. Why? Should you be a bad, mean person? No, I don't think you should at all. But if someone is going to say something ridiculous, someone anonymous is going to say something ridiculous to you, either in person or which is hard to do, but online really is the world I'm talking about, then it is up to you to push back. Why? Because what it does is it negates the ability of that to be effective. So notice, I have a funny feeling. My suspicion is I'm guessing that the person intimated that I'm a white supremacist, which is hysterical, right? And I don't need to put my multicultural credentials out there for anybody. That's beside the point. That's not the point. The point is that people are deciding things about you without knowing anything about you. They'll say what you say, and then they'll determine that the origin of your feelings and your soul and what you said was racist. Then they will go after your job. Now, let me ask you a question. Who do you think is going to lose the most in this kind of world? It's not going to be the big shots. It's not going to be the wealthy. It's not going to be the people in the country, in the United States, who have it easy, who can afford high-priced attorneys, or who have what Scott Adams calls FU money. Like, it doesn't bother those people that these people come and call them all kinds of names. It means nothing to them. Why? Because they're millionaires, or they're the government class and they make the rules. So they're not worried about you. It is incumbent upon you, as a young person in this climate that has been created from social media, to push back harder. And here's the irony of all of this. The left from the old days understood this. I put a quote by Leon Trotsky, of all people, on my Facebook page. Why? Because I find leftism repellent. I think the left and the idea that you have a small group of people making sure that everyone is equal, I think that's a minus. I think communism is socialism. I think these people are misguided. I debate with them a lot. But the original left, especially the 60s left, understood that people power, free speech, that man should not have control over another man. Right? And they were talking about employment and things like that. But at premise, they're correct. Right? Trotsky's quote said to the effect that he would like a world where man has control over nature and it ends the control of man over man. Now, sign me up for that in a heartbeat. And the irony, of course, is through the roof that I'm saying, me of all people, Mr. Free Market Libertarian, saying, let's sign me up for the Trotsky program, right? It's almost funny. But this is what has been creative. And these so-called progressives are being absurdly authoritarian. Think about some anonymous person on Twitter coming after my job because I typed in, "It's okay to be white." That's crazy. What if I had typed in, "It's okay to be Mandarin Chinese"? Is that a problem? Now, they know that that's not a problem. It's okay to be black. It's okay to be American Indian. How about that? Or it's okay to be Greek. How about it's okay to be Ecuadorian? I sure hope so. That's an inside joke. Anyone who knows me, my legions of fans will get that one. But, they know that these people are not so deluded that, and this is the sick part of it, they know that saying that is okay. So they have to build a negative value around somebody saying only it's okay to be white. Only that bit of speech has negative connotations, racist, white supremacist connotations. Only that. I could have, "It's okay to be Indian," plastered over everything I have in social media. And people might look at me a little weird, but no one would accuse me of being racist. No one. It just wouldn't happen. But people are imputing value that they have been told in academia and the press, and then they're going after people's livelihoods. Now, that is authoritarian, 1984-ish, Animal Farm-esque, Brave New World type stuff like you can't believe. And I'm telling you, young folks especially, push back. Say, okay, I'm a bad person. Now what? Because it will disarm the authoritarians in your life and give them no power over you. And then you'll be free. Then you'll be able to be a real person and free, and the internet troll authoritarian types will be powerless. And that's the world you want to live in, not the one that we're creating now in social media. That's my lesson for you today. There's no homework. Thank you very much.